everyone, welcome to my 30th edition for this week. And for this 30th edition, the topic will be about version control system in Selenium. So last week I covered about the Selenium and what is it, the theory of Selenium and all those things. But I did forget about sending the code, which is to show that I have understood Selenium and have done project with Selenium. So for this week, we will cover about version control system with Selenium, and then I will send in my codes too. So my DE3 will comprise of 2 videos. So without further ado, let's get into the topic. Wait, let me see my marker. Alright. Okay. So first of all is the topic version control system, VCS in Selenium. Okay, so I have researched about version control system in Selenium. Although there's version control system in automation, version control system in Selenium, which is more specific, even more specific, because Selenium is a web driver, or it is like a automation tool. And so version control system Selenium, there's no information of that on Google. There may be some web, or there may be some sources that is unreliable, because there are sources from like perhaps AI generated or just someone theories of version control system in Selenium. So there aren't any really, like, I have read all of those, but there aren't any really related things about version control system on the World Wide Web. So let's use my theory, my brain power, to brainstorm about what version control system in Selenium can mean. So first of all, we need to define what is Selenium. Well, we all know that Selenium is an automation tool, so it will help us to automate the web. So for example, so when I turn on my computer, it will go to Google, type into the sellers, click on sign in, and then that I don't need to touch the keyboard, I don't need to touch the mouse. It will do that for me automatically. This is what Selenium will allow us to do. What is version control system then? Version control system is a system that allows us to control things. So a very famous example is Git, which is very famous. Millions of people uses Git. And so version control system in Selenium, quite an interesting topic, right? So first of all, I will define the benefits of version control system in Selenium, what it means to us. Wait, let me put this. Okay, so what does version control system in Selenium means to the tech folks? Well, first of all, it will help to achieve a lot of things. One of those things is that it will help to revert from errors. So in Selenium, it is an automation tool, right? So you will be doing testing, experimenting a lot. And so if you encounter an error, you can just revert it without damaging the main code, the base code. So for example, if I didn't use Git and I just straight up used only Selenium and I changed something, I added something, I experiment with it, and then all the things wrong, I can't revert back. I need to delete it and do it again. But with Git, with version control system, I can revert back for my errors. This is a huge benefit for people who use Selenium. That is 1. 2. Management. If you have a team working on Selenium, I think management will be an ideal goal too, because it will let you manage a version control system, let you manage work, right? So for example, when you are using Selenium, when you are using an automation tool, there are a lot of experiments, tests, like I said before, and thus it will create a lot of files, thousands of files. Yes, files can reach the thousands. And so management is an important detail. It will let you manage your code, and it will let you organize it, everything. So, a very huge benefit. Third benefit. So my ideal goal is 3 benefits, but let's brainstorm another benefit of version control in Selenium. Yeah. What was it called again? Branching. Yep, branching. So, as I said before, if you revert, version control system let you revert from your errors, but branching is more efficient in my idea. So, here's your main branch, your main code, for example. Oops. Your main code. And so, you want to experiment in this main code, but you don't want to change the main code, the base. And so, you branch out. Here, a file. And so, when you have done experimenting, you can just revert back to this. So just like branch out, and when you're done, revert back to the code, branch out, revert back to code. And so it creates an environment for Selenium users. So if you are testing, experimenting without using VCS, without using version control system, then you need to experiment inside the base code. Or you need to experiment in a completely different file, which is very hard to stick back to the base code, to add it to the base code. But if you use experiments, if you use branching, then it will tell you if that code is valid or not. If it's valid, then you can merge it back to the base main branch. If it is not, then it will tell you what the errors is and how can you merge it back to the main branch. But without using version control system, and you create a completely different file, you don't know if that file here. I have 2 files. One is my main branch, another is for experiments. And so they are completely different. Okay, they are not intersected in any way. And so if I have main code inside this main base. Inside the base, and then I have a file for experiments, I can't merge them together because I don't know how they can merge together. It don't tell the errors, and they could compile with thousands, hundreds of errors. And so this is a very benefit of version control system in Selenium. So I think that is the benefits of version control system in Selenium. Now, what does it mean for people, for automation engineers? For me, personally, it means a lot of things. Before, I didn't use Git in Selenium. Yes, I mean before. I have delved inside Selenium before. I have used it, but very short amount of time. I found it very challenging because I didn't use Git back then, and so when I make my codes thousands of files, it is very hard to look through all those files and find a file that I need, that I edit. For example, if tonight I edit a file, I write code to the file and I shut down my computer, everything reset. And so when next day I want to edit the file or anything more, so I have to look through each of those files. Very hard. But with Git, I can find those files easily. So, yeah, that is my personal experiences with Selenium. It is kind of hard to experiment and test too. I got a lot of errors. Yes, I got a lot of errors while using Selenium. I was angry, I was frustrated, and so I quit. But now, with Selenium, I use Git. It's much better. I will show you on my preview video of the code of how I do it. So, the next thing is the drawbacks. If you have benefits, then you must have drawbacks. What are drawbacks? Now the drawbacks is that Git, they are more used for web, they're used more for software and software developers than more for developers like web developers or app developers, application developers. So it was hard to implement. I didn't say it was impossible, it was just hard. The reason it was hard was that Git was specifically for like developers and people like that, and so I couldn't do the normal thing that the website developers would do. I need to twist it a bit in order to use Git with Selenium. I forgot to write the Selenium down. So the first disadvantages or first drawbacks is it's hard to implement. The second drawback, what could the second drawback be? I don't think there's any second drawback, so perhaps only one drawback. Just hard to implement. Another thing about Git, a version control system in Selenium, everything is positive. Everything is either neutral or positive. So yeah, that is the benefits and drawbacks of using version control system in Selenium. However, there's one more thing I want to cover, is that what it means. What it means, meaning that what does it mean for automation engineer? What does it mean for me? What does it mean for user? First of all, safe. Safe in this term doesn't mean from safe from violence or things like that. Safe from errors. Safe from errors. Secondly, it is the word is help the developers relax and calm. Calm meaning that if I test and it appear a lot of errors, then I may get frustrated. But now with Git, I can just revert back, or I can just branch, and so I will stay more calm during the operations. The next, what it means is that, I need to ask the question mark. It will help me with time. Yeah, so it will help me save time looking through those files. Do you remember I said that when I was editing the code the next day, I need to look through files? It saved quite time, perhaps minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So save time. Next is improve efficiency. Alright. All of you know what efficiency can mean, and so that is what the 4 things that will help me when version control system (VCS) is implemented into Selenium. I think that's all for today's video. Thank you for listening and see you next time.